Have the rules... The Cats almost foreshadowed they were going to have some issues early with the rule changes. It doesn't suit older teams necessarily, is the popular theory. Who are the winners and losers, do you all think, on the back of the man on the mark rule opening the game up the way it has?
Yeah, well, once again, Port Adelaide were sensational with their ball movement, the run-off half-back. I think that helps them. Sydney have just got elite talent and elite ball users, and we saw them surprisingly beat Brisbane. I think the Western Bulldogs' ability to run deep through the midfield, their pace. Collingwood struggle with their ball movement. Geelong, for their age, and I saw Fremantle go down the right side of the ground about 15 times in a row. Lordo, you're a fan of Port Adelaide?
I reckon just foot skills. We saw Port Adelaide's foot skills. I know it was against North Melbourne, but they were exceptional. Collingwood, Melbourne and the Giants, I think they had big-bodied, slowish type midfields, which I think that's why I've got them there. And the other three teams are electric with how they move the footy.
Crossed my mind that Brisbane have lost their point of difference, which was a little bit more attacking than most at some times of the game, albeit they were a bit more conservative in other times last year. Let's get to the rules in a bit more detail. The set shot, there's two loopholes here for mine. The set shot of goal is clearly one. Now, this is your domain. Surely they've got to fix this part of the loophole. I understand it in the field of play, but you can't let the player run around and kick from where he wants without moving, can you?
Well, I think their players have to be ready to go on the mark. The umpire's saying play on. He has to be ready. So the umpire's too slow there, in my opinion. The way when Keith rolls, if we could see that edit one more time if possible. I just think the umpire, once you see his arms go up,
you can't risk it as a defender. You can't risk it.
Yeah, it's a fair point. But if the umpire's got to be quicker to say play on, just so it gives the player half a chance. He didn't even react there.
It's too hard for the umpires. That vision, that is a horrible rule. So the umpire's got to watch the man on the mark and he's got to watch the player with the ball. You don't have two sets of eyes. You don't have four eyes.
And I don't think the AFL...
It's a horrible
I don't
rule.
think the AFL give a stuff about that. They're absolutely thrilled with the scoring on the weekend.
They are, but that's...
I'm not sure they'll make any changes.
Let's have a goal-kicking contest, Caro, and a shootout if you want more goals. That's playing with 17 men in your team when you've got 18. That's a horrible rule.
I understand it in the field of play, but if the player's having a set shot, the man on the mark's got to be able to move with the player kicking.
Correct.
Has to be able to...
Don't you think the 75 interchange made as much of a difference to opening up the game?
That is a good rule.
The other one that's a bit odd is that when you kick in from full back now, they're not measuring you at all. You run as far as you like. We saw that again on the weekend. This was creeping into the game last year, but ultimately now, you just run. Now, you can't tell me that some of these aren't 15 metres plus.
Hutchie, it's where the umpire is standing in the corridor, so it's now 25 metres. So the 10-metre goal square plus... So where that umpire is standing, no player is allowed forward of that.
Yeah, so I think Hutchie's saying with the bounce, you're saying they're letting you not bounce the ball.
And there's some line ball ones.
Distance.
Yeah, they're not testing the distance in the kick.
But don't you think it's good that it's opened up the game in that sense?
Well, I think they're letting it go like that, but it's a whole different...
Did we miss the memo that they disbanded the competition committee? Remember Chris Fagan and Brad Scott and Andrew Ireland and Andrew Fagan and Steve Hocking, they were going to be consulted and talk about every single new rule has not been run by the competition committee. And last week when they introduced the medical sub, they didn't. Have they just gone now? That's just a thing of the past.
It was a tick-the-box exercise, I reckon.
PR stunt.
In hindsight. It's all the optics.
Well, it's pretty insulting. I mean, all those people fly in from all around the country and go to the competition committee.
But you can't get... Sometimes you can't...
four rules and they haven't asked
and then appease the coaches because they're so upset. Yep. So the sub comes in just to appease them.
You can't let committees get in the way of progress, though, sometimes.
Why form the committee?
Right, plenty more ahead.
Money.